Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Strap in. This will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And Martin's got it complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Needed more than 3, but that's all they got. And it's 4th down. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Coverage there by the former first-round pick, William Jackson. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They go play action here on first down. And the catch made by Walters. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
2nd and 2. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Hey, box truck, box truck. Come to my work.
They're going to look to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. In for the score. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Mayfield on first down. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. Here's Mayfield. He completes it to Boyd. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. He finds his running back, Mixon.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
He got 29 yards that time. This quarterback now 6 of 10 of this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. A run for Nick Chubb. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. He's coming.
A toss play to Chubb. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And he's got Walters. Big catch. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown Brown. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him in football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On second down, here's Mixon. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker.
And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And it's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now they air it out to start the drive, and it's complete. Now he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 30 yards. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitchers.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Every time, it's a set.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. They'll drop the throw. And he's going to go down again. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a third and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Back to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Carl Lawson, the offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10.
50 seconds, come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
First down, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. This complete to Martin. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Throwing. Mayfield.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter is a good running back dive play. I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mayfield, he's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go, watch the pass, watch the pass. Hey, watch out.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walters. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
Give him 18 yards on that one. And it's a 2nd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. He'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This is taken at his 4. And a very good return, but a penalty marker is down. I'm not sure what this is going to be.
Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll set up a throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now back to throw. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down to the 16-yard line. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
X3, 218, chopper. 5.
2nd and 3. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, I would give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And just a yard on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 4. From the 17, Mayfield. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Mayfield looks to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. From 6 yards away. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And it's 17-7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a Bengals score. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now this throw caught left side. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Ready? 15 lines. 15 lines. Back.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And the catch made by Walters. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. They'll run with Chubb. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They'll try again with Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. From 4 yards out. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Oh, he sheds himself free. And way down into the red zone before he's dropped inside of Cleveland's 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This will be caught just inside the 10. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked the ball off yet. That probably should have been there first. And it's 3rd down now. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Khalil Mack. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. David Moore, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's get it. 50 seconds. 50 seconds.
2nd and 5. Walters with a grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Chubb. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
2nd and 9 now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll set up to throw. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. That one looks like he'll throw here. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those 6. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's toppled the century mark already, receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Here's Mayfield, and Martin's got it, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. To throw, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Moore. A gain of 6 there on 1st. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Mayfield down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. From 13 yards out. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will shave one more off this lead. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. Oh, and the Bengals look like they got it back. They did. Bengal football. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 18. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Well, there's that man again. It's complete. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Go! 57.
They'll drop the throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles.